Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm from Honam University of South Korea. My name is Chenglin Qing. So happy present our paper in this conference. This time we prepare this paper. The topic is live streaming e-commerce quality characteristics on customer purchasing intention during COVID-19. Based on extended technology acceptance model. Table of contents. First, introduction. Second, theoretical background. Third, hypothesis and research model. Fourth, results. Fifth, conclusion. COVID-19 have affected most of the world, posing unprecedented economic challenges. At the same time, under the influence of the pandemic, emerging business forms such as the resident economic and the non-contact economic changed consumption and working habits. As an emerging consumption mode, live streaming e-commerce gained traction. This form of the e-commerce features innovated online retail, from the e-commerce to new retail and live streaming e-commerce. China has been at the forefront of the innovation in online retail worldwide. Live streaming e-commerce is an upgrade of the social e-commerce, being more interactive from the content. Live streaming e-commerce have three advantages. Shortening the demand chain from researching product to making purchase decisions, shortening the supply chain by eliminating intermediaries, and realizing sales in the scenario-based way. With the maturity of 5G, VR, AR, and other technologies, live streaming can be more interactive and richer in content presentation. This will likely to be norm of e-commerce in the future. Live streaming is a form of the e-commerce and making sales. It is ordered to extensively through live product demonstration, real-time Q&A, limited time price promotion, and real-time communication, online streaming service hosted by the online store. Live streaming removes the communication barriers between brand and consumers. Live streaming e-commerce focuses on the promoting short-term sales, combining brand marketing and performance making to enhance corporate making efficiency. Specifically, companies combine brand marketing and performance making to be deliver brand stores to customer more competitively, to introduce emotional and cultural emergence to product to get immediately feedback, and the create ripple effects on the new products through products demonstration. Ultimately, to increase making efficiency through various types of live streaming, market segmentation and positioning can be addressed more specifically, and brand loyalty can be derived by establishing individual area of customers. By the second quarter of 2020, Chinese live streaming e-commerce, short video, and online shopping user increased by more than 5% from the first quarter, and the number of the users of live streaming e-commerce reached 309 million, up 44.3 million, more than the first quarter, and 16.7%, becoming the fast-growing personal internet trend in the first half of the year. The number of the online retail users reached 749 million, accounting for 79.7% of all internet users. It has been ranked first in the world market for 7 consecutive years and is an important support for the new development. Live streaming commerce is rapidly developing, and the penetration rate and rated apps in the gradually increasing, and the form and characteristics of the product and diversifying as online communication is strengthened. The number of the live streaming users is continuously increasing. This means that live streaming can serve as a window to provide information on products or services, exchange innovation and opinions, and manage corporate brands, such as through social networking service, behind a new channel that can be simple sales products. Most studies on live streaming e-commerce have been based on the consumer decision-making models. The consumer value is live streaming e-commerce means that it provides the value that makes the information of the product able to be found quickly and efficiently, and that is also provides interest value by concentrating on the something by itself through online research. This study aims to be propose users cognitive trust and being an additional valuable to be extended technology acceptance model that applied Davis 1989 technology acceptance model to description the actual usage behavior around live streaming e-commerce. In addition, most consumers have psychological characteristics that help maximize the value of product or service they purchase. Therefore, this study also examines the effects of the quality characteristics of live streaming e-commerce on users' purchase intention and the effects of the perceived useful, easy of use, tracks, and perceived value. This study examines the effects of the characteristics of live streaming e-commerce on consumer purchase intention and the differences in the effects on the consumer purchase intent according to the value standard they pursue. Live streaming e-commerce as a current mainstreaming consumer form means that the popularity of the live streaming e-commerce meets market demand, but that is difficult for companies to know how to best optimize this format. Therefore, this study focuses on live streaming e-commerce characteristics and individual consumers to explore factors that influence consumers to use live streaming e-commerce in order to address any issues, proposing useful marketing suggestions for relevant financial institutions and enterprises. Next, we can see the theoretical background. First, let's see the live streaming e-commerce quality characteristics. Live streaming can be a form of the e-commerce and a marketing and sales method, as well as an upgrade of social e-commerce. There are many published studies on the social commerce, but there are few studies on live streaming e-commerce. The quality characteristics of an information system as being information quality, service quality, and system quality. Most studies distinguish the quality dimension according these categories. Such three qualities were shown to have an important influence on the attitude of users and the acceptance of technology in internet shopping. The concept and the measurement of online shopping quality vary according to the purpose of the study, but most studies refer to the quality factors such as information quality, system quality, and service quality. The quality concept and measurement of the social commerce have been used in different purposes, but they have been added or modified based on these three factors. Service quality refers to a measure of how much perceived service coincides with customer expectation, and that service quality means providing a consistent service to match customer expectation. The performance measurement of information focuses on the value of the information content and the characteristics calculated, but the information system quality is in turn of the hardware processing information as being one of the success indicator of the information system. So in this study, based on the provides work, the quality factor of live streaming e-commerce were classified into information quality, system quality, and service quality. The concept of the service quality was defined as the diversity of service provided to be live streaming users. Information system was defined as the degree of system that supports use of the user of live streaming e-commerce to use the service mostly. Second, let's see the extended technology acceptance model. The perceived ease of use was provided by some research in the earlier technology acceptance model. Directly affects the behavior intention along with the perceived usefulness, and they consequently proposed a time model that omitted the attitude variable. Perceived usefulness refers to a user expectation of how much new technology helps and improves performance, and as a strong factor of affecting the acceptance of new technology. Its effects as a model with the high predictive power of the purchase intention and use intention for innovative product or service have been verified. Perceived ease of use refers to the extent people believe they are free from physical and mental endeavors while using a particular system. Extended technology acceptance model with the external variables to the concepts for the limitation of the existing time model. In the expansion of the time model, it is divided into the study of proposing new antecedent variables and the study of applying new parameters in addition to the perceived usefulness and ease of use. When uncertain factors exist, trust comes into play as an important judgment of the purchase decision making, reduce complexity and risks, and maintains a content relationship. Live streaming e-commerce is a higher dependent on influencer and uncertainties. So this study defines user belief in live streaming e-commerce as perceived trust and as it is a parameter. In this study, independent variables were set as a quality factor of live streaming e-commerce for users of live streaming e-commerce. Among the various variables verified in extended technology acceptance model, and the parameters were set as perceived usefulness, perceived trust, perceived ease of use, and dependent variables as purchase intention. Perceived value is an abstract belief that is a decision-making standard or a goal of the customer product selection process, and it is defined as each customer being able to purchase the same product with different consumption value or purchase other product with the same consumption value. Perceived value means the quality or utility value obtained from the purchased product or service. Therefore, this study defined the perceived value is online shopping outlets and the overall service value evaluated compared to the overall service quality spent. Purchasing intention. Purchase intention can be seen as a type of behavior which is a customer tendency to buy products and services. That is a willingness to purchase. It is known that the belief and attitude toward the specific product are likely to translate into the future action. Purchase intentions affect the performance of the company and define consumer and positive attitudes toward product that have belief about certain product and consider purchasing. According to this paper posits that purchase intention refers to the customer's subjective willingness and desire intensity to accept and purchase product or service, and that it is the most direct factor leading to the user purchase behavior. It is mainly reflected in the degree of the willingness to accept and use live streaming e-commerce. In the purchase behavior, individual will give priority to the live streaming of goods over the traditional form of e-commerce, and the purchase intention will also affect the intensity of the willingness to the recommend friend and family to buy product and service. Next, let me see the hypothesis and research model. First, relationship between live streaming e-commerce quality characteristics and both perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. Existing researches have proved the relationship between service quality, system quality, information quality, perceived usefulness, and ease of use in order to verify the effects of quality characteristics on the innovative product and service. Previous work in various fields such as e-commerce and mobile business, service quality, system quality, and information quality were proven to have a significant influence on perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. Therefore, this paper hypothesized that the quality characteristics of live streaming will have significant influence on perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. So, Hypothesis 1, live streaming e-commerce system quality will have a positive influence on the perceived usefulness, and the information system will have a positive influence on the perceived usefulness, and service quality will have a positive information on perceived usefulness. Second hypothesis is live streaming e-commerce system quality will have a positive influence on perceived ease of use. Also, information system and service system will have a positive influence on the perceived ease of use. Second, we can see the relationship between the live streaming e-commerce quality characteristics and perceived trust. The quality of internet shopping, that is fashion, product, information quality, system quality, and service quality, had a significant influence on the satisfaction, commitment, and trust of Chinese online shoppers. System quality affects the trust of the information system. Trust can affect user judgment and behavior in online environments. Based on the previous studies, this study hypothesized that the quality characteristics of live streaming will have positive influence on the perceived trust. So, the third hypothesis is live streaming e-commerce information quality, service quality, and system quality will have a positive influence on perceived trust. A relationship between the perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, and perceived trust, perceived value. Perceived usefulness increases the value of system use, affects the intention of technology acceptance in time model, and is higher useful when new product create new value in terms of the function or performance over existing product. Perceived value is customers' revealed perceived effects on the trust in product and the brand by customer, and that this trust factor played a key role in maintaining and strengthening the continuous relationship between brand and customers. According to the previous studies, this research established the following hypotheses. Hypothesis 4, perceived usefulness will have a positive influence on the perceived value, and hypothesis 5, perceived ease of the use will have a positive influence on the perceived value, and the second hypothesis is perceived trust will have the positive influence on the perceived value. Relationship between the perceived value and the purchasing intention. Social value positively impacts on the customer continued use intention and purchase intention using a mobile device. Functionally and emotionally value positively impacts on the continuous use intention through satisfaction. Based on the previous study, this study hypothesized that perceived value will increase the level of purchase intention. So the last hypothesis 7 is perceived value will have a positive influence on the purchasing intention. Figure 1 is the research model of this study. And data collection for online survey was conducted focusing on the user who have experience using live streaming service app, for example, TikTok, Taobao, Jingdong. The survey was conducted from January 1st, 2021 to March 31st, 2021, and 300 copies were distributed. Of the 272 copies collected, and 231 copies were used for the analysis, expected 41 copies, which seemed to be unfaithful responses. And measuring tools are as follows. The demographic details include 89 males and 142 females participated in this survey. In terms of the age, the participants are 131 less than 30 age, and 85 employers are 31 to 39. Most participants had social networking experience, with 91% had to experience 4 years and above. Table 1 is the research of model fit. The results of Cronbach for reliability analysis were showed all the value of the barrier bills were higher 0.7. So therefore, Cronbach for reliability analysis has significant. Table 2 is the result of correlation analysis. Path analysis 1 was to prove the hypothesis. The results showed that system positively impacts on perceived usefulness and perceived trust. However, the influence of system quality on perceived ease of use is not significant. Information positively impacts on perceived ease of the use and perceived trust. However, the influence of the system quality on perceived usefulness is not significant. Services have a positive effect on perceived usefulness and perceived ease of use. However, the effects of the service on perceived trust is not significant. Perceived usefulness and the perceived trust has a positive effect on perceived value. However, the effects of the perceived ease of use on perceived value is not significant. Finally, perceived value positively impact on purchasing intention. The path analysis 2 showed that system positively impact on perceived usefulness and perceived usefulness positively impact on perceived value. Furthermore, perceived value positively impacts on purchasing intention. The value of the indirect effects of short to be 0.016. Bootstrapping showed that lower bound was 0.004 and upper bound is 0.048. And the path analysis 3 showed that the system positively impacts on perceived trust. Perceived trust also positively impact on perceived value. Furthermore, perceived value positively impacts on purchasing intention. The path analysis 4 showed that service quality positively impact on the perceived usefulness. Perceived usefulness positively impact on perceived value. Furthermore, perceived value positively impact on purchasing intention. conclusion and implication. Let's study examine influence relationship by suggesting perceived trust as an additional variable in addition to extended technology acceptance model, which portrays how the quality characteristics of live streaming e-commerce affect customers' purchase intention. Also, the effects of the perceived usefulness, ease of use, and trust on purchase intention were examined through medium of perceived value. The results of this research are summarized as follows. First, the system quality, which constitutes the quality characteristics of live streaming e-commerce, significantly impact on perceived usefulness and trust. However, system quality has not been found have a significant effect on the perceived ease of use, which means that level of system that supports in live streaming e-commerce users to use service smoothly is not easy. Second, the information quality that constitutes the quality characteristics of live streaming commerce has a significant effect on perceived ease of use and trust. However, quality characteristic has not been found to have significant effect on the perceived usefulness, which means that the information obtained from live streaming commerce is not useful. Third, the service quality that constitutes the quality characteristics of live streaming commerce has a significant effect on perceived usefulness and ease of use. Therefore, it is important to determine the reliability of users through the management of service quality aspects, such as by providing accurate information about product and friendly problem solving. Fourth, according to the past analysis result, the system quality of live streaming e-commerce significantly impact on the value of perception through perceived usefulness and trust, and finally has a positive effect on the purchase intention. In the process of shopping by customer using live streaming commerce, influencers act as shopping guides, explain, relate information to product to user, and forming trust. Due to the explosive popularity of the live streaming e-commerce in China, many people are engaged in the business, and users' trust is gradually losing due to fake information such as false publicity. Therefore, in order to development of sustainable live streaming e-commerce, it is important to establish a system that can give consumer trust, focusing on live streaming platform companies and influence. Fifth, the service quality of live streaming e-commerce significantly impact on the perceived value through perceived useful, and finally has a positive effect on the purchasing intention. Limitation and future research. The limitation of this research and future research are summarized as follows. First, the sample used in the analysis here was targeted at Chinese customers, and there were many more female participants than males. leading to generalization limitation. Therefore, future studies can concentrate on consumers in more diverse countries. Second, this study added the variable of perceived trust and value, but in the future, it will be necessary to add various external variables and to moderate variables that affect live streaming e-commerce. Thank you for listening our presentation.